Tumatawa kayo dyan. So yes, nakalimutan natin last na record na. Om Gyanatimirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Vanchakalpataruvyaschа Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishwadaya Krishna Prashtavadara Srimate Gadadhari Swami. So yes, these are the invocation mantras addressing, paying obeisance, respect, and honor sa ating mga teachers. Because without them, what do we know? And we have very limited capacity to understand. So they are always a big help for us. And we're always forever indebted for the knowledge that they are giving to us. It is just like a torchlight of um, knowledge because we came from darkness. So ayun yung ibig sabihin, Om Agyanati Miranda siya. So we will have the middle part ng Bhagavad-Gita. In the middle 6 chapters, may middle 2 chapters na napaka-importante. So we are entering yung nectar. We're trying to grasp yung essence and nectar ng Bhagavad-Gita. So just by these 2 chapters, we will understand Bhakti. So the title for tonight's discussion will be the secret ingredient to your spiritual journey. Without this, it might not be spiritual journey. Just maybe a routine. Yes, last night we discussed about head, Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We received through hearing and how important it is na malaman natin yung knowledge about kay Krishna and sino yung pinaka right source and right person to hear is kay Krishna himself and also his devotees. And we learn also that Krishna is everywhere. Even the taste of water, it's Krishna. So knowing this, learning na si Krishna is everywhere, we could perceive Krishna palagi. And there are people who accept and reject. One way or the other, ano tayo sa people who want to accept. We might have different motivation aside from love and devotion, pero we will develop papunta doon. Kaya meron tayong process of faith. We discussed last night yung blind faith, blind following, and also the blind following the blind. They go nowhere. And of course, the demigod. The demigod give benediction materially, not spiritual. Unless what you will ask the any boon from them na you develop your taste to practice spiritual journey and to connect to Krishna. So yeah, better yet, go directly to the right source, to the personality of Godhead, Supreme Personality of Godhead. So how to attain Krishna? One must die. You cannot attain Krishna with having this material body. This material body is for the material world. So, yung acronym natin for the chapter 8 is DEAD. Si Krishna nagsabi ng mga terminologies and Arjuna asks regarding it. Ano yung body, sino yung nagko-control nun, sino din yung enjoyer, which is si Krishna, and sa makikita si Krishna, sa heart. So, hindi, pwede magtanong, surgeon ako, wala namang nakita Krishna dun sa pag nag-open heart surgery. On the heart area, the heart chakra. So, sa isang body, either human or other living entities, the soul is there, and the super soul is there. Super soul is si Krishna. The soul is us. So, tinanong ni Arjuna how to remember Krishna at the time of death. So, the end of life is our final exam. Kung ano yung practice mo, yung consciousness, buong lifetime mo, that will be your flashback. That will be your consciousness at the end of life. So that's why we always live, practice to be Krishna conscious. End of life, you'll be Krishna conscious. Then you'll attain Krishna's abode. If otherwise, you thought of or remembered other person, other attachment, then you'll go there. And attaining the Supreme is, of course, the glorious death. Glorious death is we're it's in a spiritual atmosphere. Diba, every end ng yoga asana, ng flow, sa basana, we all go there. We will all go there. One way or the other. Yeah. Wala makapagsabi kung kailan yung expiration. Kung may ganun lang, di ba? Nakikita mo yung expiration date mo. Uy, malapit na ako. You'll be much more sober. And that's the fact. Diba, may nagtanong last night, palagi may near-death experience and all. It's always a reminder. We should always be reminded. Pag may nakita tayong ganon, okay, I must believe, I must meditate that this will happen to me sooner or later. So, anong gagawin mo ngayon? How will you live your life? How will you think? Saan mo ibubuhos yung energy mo, yung passion mo? To the temporary things? Or in Krishna consciousness? It doesn't mean you have to quit your work or job. Ay, sabi ni Radha Charan, temporary daw to. No, you have to find a sweet spot. You have to do your duty, just like Arjuna. Do your duty. And devotion, of course. If one is have that devotion, develop that devotion, ito yung malaking factor to remember Krishna at the time of death. So, ready na ba kayo for the two most important chapters ng Bhagavad-Gita? To know the secret sa ating spiritual journey. If you're down and ready, isang heart naman sa emoji, sa reaction. Awesome. Ba't walang ganun na keyboard, no? Dapat, ay, meron pala sa touch bar. Nalabas yung mga emoji. Next time, may ganun na sa keyboard. So, find your comfortable position because this is a meditation. Oftentimes, it can be discussed elsewhere, even sa mga scholars, but they won't easily get this without the proper mood, the proper guidance, and the proper source. We are at session 12.1, chapter 9, the most confidential knowledge. So, ang ating acronym is KING. Mamalaman natin mamaya bakit KING. So, chapter 8, diniscuss yung devotee ni Krishna. So, yung 9, medyo identical din sa previous na mga diniscuss na chapters. Pero may ingredient na nakahalo to distinguish ano ba yung process ng bhakti or devotion. So the chapter sa mga nauna, it explains about, kung natandaan nyo, knowledge about we're the spirit soul. We're not the body. So sino yung body, sino yung soul? So ginagamit yung body para ma-elevate natin yung sarili natin, yung consciousness natin. So that's confidential knowledge. Others, dito lang umiikot yung buhay. Tapos ma-realize nila at the end of life, hindi pala ako yung body, no? So, fast-track natin. May nagtatanong sa akin, nakwento ko na last time. I don't know kung dito class yun. Sorry. Minsan may 3 class or 4 class ako today. Na-mix up na. So, yes. Pero mahaba yung kwento yun later na. Yeah. Yung iba dito sila napupunta or they will have full adventure and realization para lang masabi na, ay, hindi pala ako yung body. Temporary lang pala to. I'm the soul. So, diniscuss natin na mabilis yun. Chapter 2 and 3. If you're reading the Bhagavad-Gita, you'll see how it is very much, nectarian. So much nectar. Diba? Minsan mind-blown. Hindi lang mind-blown. Diba? Natutunan, nag-melt na yung brain natin. Trying to observe. So, that's confidential. The material world won't let you know about this. Walang course knowing about the soul. Walang course sa college. I don't know sa ibang lugar. Alam ko may course na may Bhagavad-Gita, incorporate nila. So may chapter 7 and 8, more confidential knowledge. Knowledge which brings about enlightenment about Krishna consciousness. So we know, di ba, meron tayong soul, si Krishna, tas may material energy. Nalaman natin may energy si Krishna. So knowing this, hindi ako yung supreme. I am just a small soul, minute soul. May super soul or may supreme personality of Godhead. Person siya, hindi siya light. Tapos may energy din siya. Ano si Maya, di ba? So these are more confidential knowledge. O kakaiba ng knowledge yung mas deeper na. So we are entering the most confidential knowledge. Chapter 9. So, knowing that relationship, knowing that connection, ano yung relationship? Ano yung gagawin mo to connect? What will you do? So, unalloyed devotion. Unalloyed is walang mixture. Pure. This is the secret ingredient. We must have unalloyed devotion or pure love. Letter K ng ating king means knowledge. Raja Vija Raja Guyam Pavitram Idam Utamam Patyaksha Vagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartumavyayam. You have a mic, Shara. Could you read the translation, please?
This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting, and it is joyfully performed.
Thank you. And line per line, sobrang pack with knowledge and malaman. Raja Vija, Raja is king. Diba? Rasulaiman. Nagets niyo yung root ng word na yun, Raja. Maharaj. Okay, king. So, ganun yung, Maha is great, Maharaj. Or kaya Maha Mantra, diba? The great mantra. So, the great king or, diba? Raja, ginagamit siya sa... So, king of knowledge. King of education. Why? Ito yung greatest education that you could learn. That also we need. That is also eternal. Kahit pumunta ka sa hellish planet, sa heavenly planet, ito pa rin yung knowledge. Yung alam mong knowledge dito, pagpunta mo sa ibang world, hindi na ganun. Mag-iiba na. So, chapter 9.2 yan. So, importante. You can mark your Bhagavad-Gita, read that purpose, sobrang importante. The most secret of all secrets. Kasi even though this is openly there in Bhagavad-Gita, you can access it, you cannot find the key to really understand. If you don't have a teacher, you don't have the association, if you don't have the right mood and preparation ng soul natin, secret of all the secret. You need that key, yung secret ingredient natin. You can just read and read and read. Diba, ang dami ng taong, even scholars, want to study Bhagavad-Gita. Yes. Pero it will not really go in depth kapag wala nung secret ingredient na yon. Yung love, pure love na yon. It is the purest knowledge. Hindi siya tinted ng any influence of other, alam mo yon, sectarian group or country or culture. This is the purest kasi ito yung original. This is, the next line is so important because it gives direct perception of the self by realization. It is a perfection of religion. You will not know yourself without realizing it by knowledge and by experience. Ito na yung opposite ng blind faith. So, direct perception, ikaw mismo, makakaalam. We're not the body, di ba? Sige nga, pag pinutol yung kamay mo, yung daliri mo na lang. Diba? Pwede sabihin, makita mo yun, oy, that's my pinky finger. Or yung kamay mo, that's my arm. Pero hindi mo sabing, ako yun. Diba? My toes, my knees, my shoulder, mine. I mean mine. Pero hindi ikaw yun. Diba? Hindi mo sabing I, head, I, toe. Diba? Pag tinanggal, disassemble yung katawan mo, hindi mo masabi, sino ka doon? Diba? So, same thing. So, direct perception of the self. So, the knowledge that we're learning, the experiences, and the realization. That's why it is the perfection of religion. Of course, the term religion is, alam mo yun, allergic na yung mga tao kasi ang daming gumagamit ng religion for the sake. Diba? History natin is para sakupin yung bansa. Ginamit yung religion. Or for business, for fame, or just following. Pag wala sila sa right lineage, you can, alam mo yun, the greatest business is religion. Diba? Walang iba. The greatest business is religion. The greatest way to control people is religion. So that gives a bad impression sa practice. But this is reconnecting. So the perfect religion is, of course, knowing who you really are and your connection to yourself, to others, and to the Supreme. Direct perception. It is everlasting. This knowledge is everlasting. Eternal siya. Hindi siya natatapos. 5,000 years na yung Bhagavad-Gita nangyari to. Diba? Something new for us. Always. Hindi mo pwede sabihin outdated to. Ganun pa rin. And it is joyfully performed. So calm. Joyfully performed. Dukkha is misery. Sukham is joyful. How? You're enjoying because you like it. So, kunyari may anak ka, dalawang anak mo. Yung isa, masunurin pero takot na takot sa'yo. Ginagawa ko to kasi pakapagalitan ako eh. Diba? Susunod ko yung sinabi ng dad ko. Pagdating ng dad ko, kukunin ko yung shoes, nalagay yung slippers, nanginginig pa, takot na takot kasi pakapagalitan. Versus, gagawin ko to kasi alam kong pagod yung dad ko tapos gusto ko siyang makapagpahinga. Gusto ko sa i-massage, diba? Yayakapin ko, nakasmile ako. Iba yung out of fear versus out of love. So, hindi siya fear of God. Diba? May term na ganun. Takot sa Diyos. Bakit takot? Ba't takot ka sa Diyos? Bakit ka takot? Saan ka takot sa Kanya? Masama ka bang tao? Or masama ba intention? Versus love of God. So, if love is there, you're joyful. Masaya mo ginagawa yung gusto mo. Di ba? Without any string attached. Wala kang hinihing kapalit. And bakit nag-enjoy yung mga personalists, yung mga bhakti yogis? Kasi they don't suppress their senses. They're enjoying music, di ba? Very nice kirtan. They're enjoying food kasi may prasadam or spiritualized food. They will cook very nice preparation para kay Krishna. Then you will honor that. You will take that. Diba? You can have your creativity connected sa spirituality, your talents and skills. You can even dance. In the temple, we dance every day. 4:30 pa lang. That's the meditation. You dance for Krishna, not dance for your any person. You dance in the front of Krishna. You want to please him. Just like yoga, it is a dance na ginawa ni Lord Shiva para kay Lord Vishnu. Trying to please Vishnu. Then si Vishnu, nakahiga siya sa bed of snake yun, si Ananta. Then na-feel niya, uy, ang tagal ko na nag-serve kay Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. Then, sagat lang bibitinin ko muna kayo kasi I'm a below but in a while. Okay, yan. Gumana na yung charger ko. So yeah, si Ananta sabi niya, ngayon ko lang naramdaman bumibigat si Lord Vishnu. After many thousands of years serving him. So, ibig sabihin na please siya kay Lord Shiva doing that dance, imitating all the with other poses and other living entities. So, sabi niya, I want to please Lord Vishnu, same as Lord Shiva. So, he was incarnated again as Patanjali. And Patanjali performed that asana also. So, it's an offering. It's sabihin mo ng performance arts. Nakaka-enjoy. Hindi siya, you have to be, ano mo yun, you have to suffer to please the Lord. Krishna will not be pleased by you suffering. Parang may anak ka. Nag-suffer ako para sa'yo, dad. Parang labo, di ba? So, joyfully performed. So, you sing for Krishna. You, alam mo yun, you let your talents and skills nga connected kay Krishna. So, lahat. Kaya joyfully perform. Hindi siya parang impersonalist. Nothingness eh. Bawal ako mag-enjoy. Meditate lang ako sa nothingness. Sa wala. Bawal ako kumain ng masarap. Bawal ka, ano yun, kumanta. You know. Kasi nothingness yung practice. That's their philosophy. So that's the big difference. Yan, new notes, keynote para mag-upload. This knowledge is very important kasi it will help us develop our faith. Laging nga, I'm sorry for I'm sorry dahil sa internet. Yan. So it will help us. The faith is nurtured, cultivated. Then doon siya magiging love. Hindi siya by sentiment lang. So how faith is created? By association of devotees. Those who know, those who have bhakti, you can get bhakti from them. You start by faith. So, anong example ng faith? Ito yung sinabi sa analogy. Just like watering the root of the tapos magka-flourish, magmumulaklak siya. Diba? Iba may fruits. So, faith is, okay, kailangan ko i-water yung root. Pero try mo i-water yung leaf lang. Hindi siya tutubo. Diba? Hindi mo na-nourish. Diba? May faith, that's faith. You know, you have to wait for some time or basing on the evidence, diba? So, hindi siya blind faith. Gets niyo yung blind faith saka yung real faith. So, we'll move forward. So, may levels of faith. You don't have to memorize all of this. Of course, we want to have the highest level of faith where we understand No chance of falling down. Even may challenges ka from, Maya, from the material world. If you have that knowledge, may foundation of knowledge ka, okay, but baka ako masyadong attached sa mga nangyayari? Diba? I need to do my work, my duty, responsibility. Pero whatever the result, si Krishna may sagot doon. But, or pag may mga dumating sa yung, alam mo yun, um, someone have to leave you in a relationship or, they pass away, you will understand. Kasi may knowledge kang baon. Pero hindi siya madali. Kapag andyan yung challenge, nakakalimutan mo yung mga bagay-bagay. Diba? Yung mga in-advise mo sa friend mo dati, hindi mo magawa ngayon. Nung ikaw na. Pero, kaya inaaral natin, we want to deepen yung foundation. Diba the structure, if you're gonna build a building, nakalimutan ko ilang percent yung kailangan yung depth nung building na yon. Ganun din siya kalalim na foundation. And you'll spend 20-30% of your budget para sa foundation. Mamagukay na malalim. So kapag lumindol, may mga calamities, safe siya. So you invested on the foundation, pero hindi siya kita. Hindi siya naka-front. Kasi nasa underground siya. So that's the foundation. Ito yung ginagawa natin. We're building our foundation. Whatever happens, good or bad, if you have a strong foundation, strong faith, hindi ka basta-basta mayayanig. So, mahirap maggawa ng foundation kapag andyan na yung bagyo. Or andyan na yung structure, di ba? So, we do it. So, we are building our foundation. That is, of course, first is knowledge, the connection sa teacher, saka sa mga advisors, saintly advisors natin. Inconceivable relationship. So, yan, second letter pa lang tayo para mabilis lang to. This is Achintya Veda Veda Tattva, the inconceivable oneness and difference of the Supreme Person and His energies. Achintya is inconceivable. Ang hirap intindihin, di ba? Kasi nga inconceivable. We're trying to understand even just a little bit. Si Maui is si Maui. Yung soul na si Maui is si Maui. Never siya mawawala. The philosophy of impersonalists, yung mga voidists, after ng death natin, mawawala na tayo. Mag-emerge tayo sa light. Tapos wala na tayong identity. Baliwala ka na. Pero hindi ganon. Yung sinasabi nila Krishna. No, ikaw talaga yon. Even sumama ka sa abode sa spiritual world, hindi ka mawawala. You still retain your identity. Baka iba yung pangalan mo talaga doon. Diba? It will never be Maui, for sure. Spiritual yung name mo doon. But you're still a servant. Das or Devi Dasika. Pero you will not lose your identity. So, perfect analogy, merong green na parrot. Tapos pupunta siya sa isang big tree. Tapos mukhang lahat sila kulay green. Pero andun pa rin yung green na parrot. So, when we go back kay Krishna sa spiritual world, we have our identity there. We're serving Krishna depende kung anong relationship mo sa Kanya. Lahat doon, buhay. Even ikaw lang yung beast na nag-hum doon sa garland of flowers niya, sobrang ecstatic ka na. Or ikaw yung kalaro ni Krishna doon. Or ikaw yung sinasakyan niyang mga cows kapag naglalaro sila. That's your relationship kay Krishna, yung service mo sa Kanya. That's the greatest. It can be any person there. We have our own, sa introduction, mababasa nyo, our own identity there. So, hindi mawala identity mo. Ikaw yon. Paano yung Radha Charan? Pag andun ba ako sa spiritual world, maalala ko lahat ng nangyari ito? Well, like a dream. Kasi eternal yung time. Eternal doon, walang time. So kahit billions of lifetime ka rito, years ka dito, doon parang one snap lang yan. And doon na yung object of your love. The rest of your past experience. Parang naniginip ka lang. So of course, It's a process. So to understand this, you will not lose your identity, but your identity is of course a servant. Even um, you are together with Krishna already. Hindi ka mawawala. The idea of voidism is mawawala ka. So bakit ka magpapakabait ngayon? You can be a bad person kasi mawawala naman din na tayo in the future. If that will be the philosophy, di ba? Pwede ka man lamang, di ba? Survival of the fittest. Yeah. You can do your monkey business. Monkey in the middle ka na. Kasi nothingness naman yung mangyayari next life eh. Diba? If you don't believe yung next destination mo. So this is a simple way to understand this. Achintya Veda Veda Tattva. So you understand Krishna, the Supreme, His energy, and us. We will not merge. May identity pa rin tayo. But very minute. Compare kay Krishna. So letter N sa King, non-worship. There are Duratmas and Mahatmas. Di ba si Mahatma Gandhi? Ba't ibig sabihin ng name niya? Broad-minded. Maha is great, Atma is soul. The great soul. So those are Duratma, the negative side of this. They are cripple-minded. Very close-minded. Disrespect Krishna's form. They see Krishna as normal na tao. Why? Kasi pumunta siya dito sa earth. The analogy of the king visiting the prison house to check on the prisoners, the system. Tapos yung mga prisoner, dito siya sa prison house, kaya prisoner din siya. So, doesn't make any sense, di ba? So, Krishna descended here. Hindi siya na-kick out sa katulad natin. He can go anywhere, different universes. And he's even here now. So, of course, they don't have knowledge. They're envious. They want to be the God. So, yung mga broad-minded, of course, open yung heart nila. And they're in the humble position. They don't compete kay Krishna. And situated siya. Well situated siya. Yung position niya, alam niya. Alam niya identity niya. Always bowing down before. Sabi ni Krishna, always bowing down before me. Ay yung mga Mahatmas. So how do Mahatmas develop? Paano na tayo magiging great soul? If we have association sa ibang great souls. So the power of association is very important. Doon ka mahawa, no? Good qualities nila. The love could be passed down and even being great soul. Also, through association. So quickly, dadaanan natin to. This is the faith to love process. Pinakita natin last time. From hearing, then you'll develop faith. Little faith. Then sadhu sangha is association. Sangha is association. Sadhu is saintly. So, di ba sobrang importante ito? You have the bhajana kriya, your everyday na practice, bhajana. May tatawag silang bhajan kutir. This is my sacred space. Dito ko ginagawa yung meditation ko. And pag nag-enter ako dito sa sacred space ko, I'm in the other world, in another dimension. So, you do it every day. And the anartha nivritti, this is the removal of unwanted baggages. Nishta is fix. Alam mo, hindi ka na kailangan pilitin ni Radha Charan mag-chant. You're fixed already. Because of you have the knowledge. You have all this sa upper. Then, ruchi will come, taste will come. Then, fast forward kay ashakti. Nare-relish mo na. Then, you have the bhava, then prema. Prema is the eternal love. So, may process. Very scientific, di ba si Krishna? In-explain niya, faith to love. Hindi siya material love, material lust lang. So, this is faith to love kay Krishna. And all of this, lahat may hearing. So, to develop. And tuloy-tuloy mo ginagawa. But of course, you start by hearing. Then you develop the faith. So, iba, you just have faith, just have faith, just have faith. Ano yung faith? Tapos, ano mangyayari? So, it is a process for one to develop that secret ingredient. Diba? Minsan kasi ang cheesy ng faith eh. So, glories of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti is very simple process. It's very simple for the simple. Very complex if you are a complex. If you want some details, 'di ba? Scientific calculation ng time. Diniscuss namin in the morning session yung podcast yun. Nag-discuss kami ng time. Paano nagawa yung time. Sobrang komplikado. Ang galing, ang galing. Paano nagawa yung planetary system. Bibigay sa'yo ng scriptures kung gusto mo ng ganong detalye. And if you are very simple, bibigay rin sa'yo ng scriptures kung ano yung masatisfy ka. It's alive. It's Krishna. Sign of an intelligent person. If you're an intelligent person, of course, you know the things are temporary. You still have to do it. Pero you engage in Krishna's loving service. Not just service kay Krishna, may loving service. So anong result? Achieving permanent bliss. Eternal happiness. Sabi nga ni Krishna, ito lang yung gusto niya. Patram puspam palam toyam, yome bhakti prayachate, tadaham bhakti uparitam, asnami prayatatmanaha. Translation. If you could read this, Sibeya, could you read this, please?
If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it.
So this is the secret ingredient. If one offers me with love and devotion, you can offer him everything, kahit, di ba, magpagawa ka pa ng golden na mga furniture for him. Anin niya yun. Siya lahat may-ari eh. Pero tinatanggap niya yung love and devotion. And we just discussed how we could develop that love and devotion from little faith and continuous hearing. Then, we could move forward para ma-develop natin to. A simple leaf, flower, fruit, or water, Krishna will accept it. Very simple lang si Krishna, but it doesn't mean you have to limit yourself to that. Diba? Offer a fruit, make a nice fruit plate for Krishna. You don't have just, Krishna, may balat pa, diba? Just peel the apple, diba? Or may balat naman yung ibang bagay, then diba? Have a fresh plate and offering. Or you can cook for Krishna mga sattvic food. Kung ano yung mga gusto niya. He doesn't want yung sabi niyang meat or other animal products here. Sabi niya, even the flower leaf. Ayun yung diet niya eh. Anong diet ni Krishna? Yung diet natin. We cannot just invent any diet because the cavemen did this. It's not true. Yung computation ng time ng mga cavemen, hindi siya totoo. Sa Vedic scriptures, di ba, hindi nila ma-explain yung Angkor Wat. If you've been to India, makikita mo yung mga hundreds, thousands of years ng mga temple and structure. Makikita mo rin yung Battle of Kurukshetra kung saan nangyari tong Bhagavad-Gita. So, makita mo yung dating kingdom ni Krishna. Search niyo yun, yung Dwarka. Nasa ilalim siya ng sea. And the end of Mahabharat, ayun nga yung nangyari. Umangat yung sea. Tapos, hanggang ngayon, nandun pa rin siya. So, may nag-try mag-debunk kung myth ba yung Mahabharat or real story. History talaga siya. So, yes, a leaf, flower, fruit, or water. Basta may love and devotion. I think it will not give justice kapag tinuloy natin yung 10th chapter kasi sobrang importante rin yun kasi middle 2 chapters nga sa middle chapters siya. So sobrang importante. So, glories of bhakti, sabi ni Krishna, manmana bhavamad bhakto madhyajimam namaskuru mam evaishyasi yuktaivam atmanam mat parayanaha. Si Meryl, do you have a mic, Meryl? Can you read this translation, please?
Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me. Surely you will come to me.
Sobrang importante to. Thank you, Meryl. Sobrang importante itong text na to. Inulit ni Krishna to sa last chapter. Para lang may nililigawan ka. Tapos, spoon feeding, ano yung gusto mo? Ano yung gusto mo, sinabi mo sa kanya. Si Krishna ganon. Hindi kanya pinapahirapan. Or hula mo ng gusto niya. Ano kaya gusto niya kaya to? Diba? May mga friend kang ganon. Ano kaya pa yung regalo ko sa kanya? Si Krishna sinasabi kung ano, for us to develop that love. Engage your mind, always in thinking of me. If you have 60 to 80,000 thoughts per day, diba? How often do you think of Krishna? How often do you think of your past memories, your future, diba? Or your delusion, your mga daydreaming? Diba? Pag love mo yung isang tao, lagi mo siya naisip. Lahat ng, kahit saan ka lumingon, nakikita mo siya. What if na-divert mo yung kay Krishna? Become my devotee, of course. You have to be in that relationship. Devotee. Ang ibig sabihin ng devotee, have devotion. You cannot be a devotee without devotion. Offer obeisances to me. Of course, we bow down in front of Krishna. If you are able, you can bow down sa picture ni Krishna if you have a small sacred space or altar. Or what we do is we have the Bhagavad-Gita. We touch it sa head kasi it's Krishna. If hindi naman, maraming tao, kahit magpranam ka lang or sa heart natin, we offer obeisances. Sa devotees, not here in the Philippines kasi it's really awkward. Pero alam ba sa India kami, when you go there, you see another devotee, you bow down. Kahit nasa gitna ka pa ng kalsada. Pero syempre, you have to be practical. Sa airport, di ba? Nakita ka yung other devotees. That's offering respect. So you worship Krishna. So you can offer incense, offer flowers. This is worship, studying the Bhagavad-Gita. So being absorbed kay Krishna, surely you will come to Krishna. So si Krishna is spoon feeding. Binibigay niya sa'yo kung anong gusto niya. You just have to do it, but with love and devotion. That's the secret ingredient. So that is king. This knowledge is the king of knowledge, Raja Vijaya, secret of all the secrets. And we must perceive it through our own self and ma-realize natin. And it is also joyfully performed, everlasting and joyfully performed. That is knowledge. So wala ka ibang knowledge na makakita regarding this kind of details about life, about the Supreme, about sa iba. Diba? Even sa, alam mo yung mga pag-usapan natin last time, about sa ghost, about sa karma. Kasi si Krishna gumawa na itong knowledge na to eh. So, sino pa yung makakadefeat sa knowledge na yun? Inconceivable relationship, we have our own identity. Ayun na yung kalamatandaan. Hindi mo mawala identity mo. Even kasama mo si Krishna, you have your own identity. You will not lose your identity. And non-worship, we have the Duratma, which we don't like. We want to be broad-minded, a great soul. We want to develop yung pagiging great soul natin. Of course, in humility. Pero it's very rare. Sa Mahatma Sudurlava, ayun yung verse na yan. To find a great soul is very rare. Sabi ni Krishna, out of many thousands who practice, who wants to be perfect, out of many thousands among men, one tries to be perfect in his life. Yung iba nililibang lang sa bagay-bagay. So, 1 in 1,000 mag-try ng perfection. And sa madaming mag-try ng perfection, yung iba doon ma-perfect niya yung life niya. Out of many of those who perfected their lives, one will only know me. So, even mag-practice sila ng impersonalism, ng yogi, very rare pa rin makakita ka na great soul na nakakilala kay Krishna. Those are the Mahatma sa Mahatma Sudurlava. Such great souls are very rare. So I thank you that I have met you. You are such great souls, very rare. How to test that out? try mo lumabas. And lahat ng kapitbahay mo talk about this knowledge. Sobrang weird mo. Promise. Mag-post ka ng mga tungkol sa ganito. Ano nangyari kay Dan? Ibig sabihin niya, they will not, first of all, get this. Secondly, they're not interested. Or they're too much attached dun sa mga limiting beliefs. Or yun mo yun, kinalakihan, yung tradition. So, we want to be Mahatma, not just with the knowledge, yung pagiging great soul is by action. Paano ka nag-act? Ano yung qualities mo? Ano yung character mo? Character means, ikaw, pag walang nakatingin. Sino ka kapag walang nakatingin? Personality is, of course, ayun, yung image mo nakita nila. Sino ka kapag walang nakatingin? Kung ano yung naging character mo, ayun yung magiging activity mo, ayun yung magiging karma mo. So, we must watch that out. So, we want to develop, of course, yung mga good qualities of great soul. How? By associating sa mga ibang great soul. That's why we need to find a spiritual mentor, diba? This community. We cannot do it alone. And of course, this is not a competition. Tulungan siya, encouragement. Lords of Bhakti. Si Krishna, bakit glorious yung Bhakti? Binigay ni Krishna sa atin. How to love Him. How to develop that love. How to find that secret ingredient. Always think of Krishna. Meditate on Krishna. In short, be Krishna conscious. You don't have to be a weird person na pag may kausap kang tao, lahat Hare Krishna yung topic mo. Diba? Depende kung sino kausap mo. Remember, pinag-usapan natin last time, needs, interest, and concern. Even if you're a yoga teacher, diba, may alam kong bagong na student, tapos mag-a-advance poses ka doon. Hindi na siya babalik sa'yo. Diba? Hindi siya nag-enjoy. Pinahirapan mo siya or binaba mo yung self-esteem niya. Ang gagaling ng mga kasama ko or ako walang magawa. Lagi lang ako nanonood sa kanila. Lahat sila naka-inversion na. So, same thing, diba? Like, teach your kid to do multiplication before addition. Diba? Mahirapan siya. Worse, ma-feel niya hindi siya matalino. Diba? Same thing. If you could practice it by action, these things that we are learning, that's the best way. If you want share Krishna to others, that's the best way how you will act. Of course, if they're really interested, you can give deeds and beats or give a book, diba? Or introduce them to your teacher. Yeah, pero if they have question, you can try to answer. But we have to be in line sa scriptures. Pag di ka sure, pwede mo naman sabing, I'll ask that. Kasi people have a lot of questions. Then if they will find you, of course, peaceful. They will find you, of course, satisfied. Lalo na if you're continuously learning. So come, kartumabya yan. You're joyfully performing this. People around you will notice. Hindi nyo lang nanonotice kasi ikaw yan eh. Pero people will see that. People will feel your vibe, see your aura. And they will ask. Some will be, of course, kontrabida sa buhay mo. At some will be really, anong nangyari? But iba yung vibe mo ngayon. So, great souls are very attractive. Kahit di sila magsalita, parang ang sarap nila kasama. Or lalo na pag sarap nila kausap. Alam mo yun, may great relief kasama mo or kausap mo pa lang sila. Sino nakapag-chant today? Tingnan yung mga video. So, if hindi pa, please, you know the drill. You know how it is. Don't let the day go by without chanting tonight before you go to bed. And we won't chant today kasi mag-picture na tayo saka magka-question and answer na tayo. Yan, naka-record tayo ngayon. So if you're alive and attentive, please open your cameras. Hello, hello. Yan. I'm seeing Maya. Ayan, lumabas si Jake, si PY. So, I'm always humbled and honored to be with you. Yeah, we can smile saka in front of the camera. Or you can do your pranaps. Count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. Hare Krishna. One more, 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. I'm so, of course, happy and I don't know kung nahalata nyo, lagi ako nakasmile. And this is my service. Thank you for letting me do my service. I'm beyond grateful. And hindi lang kayo natututo, ako yung mas natututo, of course. So thank you very much, Bea, Blar, back in Bea, back in Blar, back in Shara, back to Dan, back to Jake, back in Keiko, back in Maya, back in Mara, back in Maui, back in Mariel. Yan. Back in PY, Sherab, Stan, Aika, and thank you very much. If you need to go, you can do so. If not, you can stay for some questions and answers. Yan. May question ba? You can raise your hand literally or you can raise your hand here. So, ito nga yung mga, tutuloy natin yung mga stories yesterday. Hindi, yung story na lang kanina yung sabi ko nabitan. King of Knowledge. Nakwento ko ba yung isang monk na interested dati na sa psychedelic? Nakwento ko na yon. So, hindi pa. So, may isang, I'm always traveling. Tapos, my role is to find mga ripe souls. Or malapit na mahinog. Or gusto nila mahinog. So, I bring my books, Bhagavad-Gita. I talk to people. This is pre-pandemic. So, yeah, I'm still doing also online, being accessible to others. Because we're not the monks na nagkatago sa mga caves lang and all, trying to save themselves only. If you have Krishna with you, you want to share Krishna. And the more you share Krishna, the more you get Krishna. It's a different formula. Diba? Wag binigay mo yung apple, mawala ka na isang apple. No, Krishna is different. The more you give Krishna, the more you receive, the more you get Krishna. So, I always travel. Tapos may namit ako isang person. Tapos, after some time, nag-practice siya as a monk. Sandali lang. He knows naman na hindi siya magtatagal. He wants to have the discipline, to experience. Diba? Tapos, he's very much interested sa psychedelic kasi, internet world. People, or his friends have tried it. Tapos, tapusin natin yung recording.